Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make this a ripple style blanket. Now this is a very easy beginner friendly pattern. It's also fun for the advanced. You know, ripples and chevrons, they're always fun for everyone because the color combinations that you can use in ripples and chevron afghans are just so like endless. It's, you know, whatever tickles your fancy, it's going to look excellent. But like I said, this is a very beginner friendly pattern. It's just pretty much all half double crochet, and you can change colors as often as you like. You know, you can make every color a different row. You can make the whole thing one solid color. It's completely up to you on how you do it. But I will just show you how this one's done, and then you take it from there and you make it how you like to make it. So this particular blanket here measures about 38 inches wide and about 65 inches long. So it's a pretty narrow blanket and not quite as wide. Now you can definitely make your chain count bigger. I'll tell you the multiple if you want to make it wider, and or you can make it, you know, not as quite as long, or you can make it just like mine. I think this one's it being a little bit more narrow and long works well for throwing over like a rocking chair or something like that. So it's beautiful, and it does look the same on both sides. So, you guys want to do it? You want to go ahead and get started on it? All right, let's do it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the yarn that was used for that blanket. Now, you do not have to use the yarn that I use, and you use whatever yarn you use, and you can use whatever colors that you want to use. You can even use whatever weight that you want to use, because I'm going to give you the stitch multiple, so you can make yours bigger or smaller if you like. But the yarn that you see for that blanket is called a Bon Bon Classic. Now, this is a yarn made by the NACO Yarn Company, and this came from Mary Maxim. It's a very nice, inexpensive value acrylic. It feels pretty nice. It's a nice soft value acrylic. Now, if you do go to their site, there are two Bon Bon flavors on their site. This one is the Classic that was used for this blanket, all right? It is a medium weight, number 4. There are 100 grams, 200 meters, 100% acrylic. So about 220 yards per ball. And these don't have names on them. There's the color number. I'm sorry. I think it was called Leaf or something. I'm not certain. But if you are wanting to use these colors, you'll be able to see it. But that's the color number for this one. And then we have a teal here. It's the same yarn, just a different label. Here's the color number. And then we have like a Merlot color. There's the color number. And then we have a tan color, and there's a color number for that. Now remember, you do not have to use these yarns. You can use any colors that you choose, but I just show you in case that's, you know, this is what you want to use. So the order that they went in on the blanket that you just seen was, it started with the green. Next was the Merlot color. Next was the tan or the taupe color, and then it went to teal, like that. So that's the order that you see the blanket that is in the picture, and then they just kind of went back and forth like this. All right, that's how this one was done. 4 colors. Now the amount of yarn that you're going to need to complete the blanket in the size that you see in the picture is approximately 2,400 yards of a 4-weight yarn. All right, now that's of a 4-weight. I do want to mention though that the green was first and then the green was last, so it did take a little bit more of the green since it was used. There were more rows of the green, but yeah, so however many colors you want to use, it took about 2,400 yards in total of a 4-weight yarn to make it the size that I did, or that was seen in the picture there. All right, and then using a J which is a 6mm crochet hook. Now, if you want to use a smaller weight of yarn, like a 3-weight or even a thicker weight, I would just, if you're going to use a 3-weight, I would probably use like a, I don't know, 5mm, 5.5, whatever you think. You could go by the weight on the label, or you can go by the hook size on the label as well. I don't know, this one says to use a 5, but I used a 6. And then if you use a 5-weight, you know, I'd probably jump up to like a 6.5, because, you know, sometimes you want it to be a little flexible, you know, not so tight and stiff. And going up a hook size on what the label says will achieve that. All right, so this stitch is done in a multiple of 14. So what you want to do is chain in 14s, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14. Now, if you want to follow along with me, with the blanket that you see in the picture, you want to start out with a chain of 126 chains. 126. Now, like I said, if you want to make it wider or thinner or use this stitch for something else, you chain in multiples of 14. One thing I must mention though, since this is a ripple blanket, ripples and chevrons, they have the tendency, as you get going, they will shrink because they have the dips, the peaks and the valleys. So some of them can shrink quite a bit. So you'll get your chain and then you notice you'll start to go and your piece starts to shrink, all right? So if you're doing this a different size than what I am getting ready to show you, what you want to do is chain in a multiple of 14 until you get to your desired length. And then for this particular ripple, I would add another 15 inches onto your chain to account for the shrinkage that the ripple pattern is going to have. Because you'll notice that the more rows you go, it's just going to start to shrink in. So make sure you add an additional approximately 15 inches to, you know, your multiple. Still make it a multiple of 14, of course, but make sure that it's just extra 15 inches, you know, to account for that shrinkage. All right, we're going to go ahead and start off 126 if you're following along with me. All right, so row 1, what we are going to do is we are going to do 1 half double crochet in the 3rd chain from our hook. So we don't count this one that's on our hook. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to half double crochet into that 3rd chain like that, half double, and then we're going to do a half double crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4. So now we're going to start the repeat of row 1. We're going to put 3 half double crochets into the next stitch. So in the next stitch, just put 3 half doubles all into that same stitch. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And then we're going to put 1 half double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that. Now we're going to skip 1 stitch, so skip this one right here, and we're going to put a half double crochet into the next stitch. So skip and half double into the next, like that. And then again, we're going to skip the next stitch and we're going to put 1 half double into each of the next 5. So we're skipping 1 and we're going to put 1 half double into each of the next 5. So there's 1, 2, there's 3, Sorry, my arm's getting stuck here. Embarrassing. Here's 4. And there is 5. And that will end the repeat for row 1. So we're going to start over again at the repeat, which is 3 half double crochets into the next stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3, like that. And then we're going to put 1 half double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 1, half double crochet into the next, skip 1, and 1 half double crochet into the next 5. And this is what we're going to repeat until we get to the last 7 stitches of our row. So after these 5 half doubles, you would just repeat again, starting with the 3 half double crochets in the same stitch, and then 5 half doubles, skip 1 half double, skip 1, 5 half doubles, again 3 half doubles in the same stitch, 5 half doubles, skip 1 half double, skip 1, 5 half doubles, repeat again, and keep repeating this, and I'll meet back up with you when you get to the last 7 stitches of your row. Alright, when you make it to the last 7 stitches of your row, we're going to put 3 half double crochets into the next. There's 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to put 1 half double crochet into the remaining 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 6. That'll end row 1. Let's check it out. So now you can kind of see, we call these peaks, and then these are the valleys, the dip-ins. Alright, this is row 1. I'm showing you on a smaller scale, of course, but alright, so now we're going to start row 2, and we're going to start by chaining 2. Now that chain 2 is going to count as a half double crochet. And what we're going to do is we are going to do a half double crochet 2 together over the first 2 stitches. So this stitch here and this stitch here. We're going to yarn over and go into that stitch and draw up a loop. And then we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch and draw up a loop. You'll have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and go through all 5 loops like that. And then we're going to do a double crochet into the next 4 stitches. I'm sorry, a half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. And then we're going to start the repeat of the row by putting 3 half double crochets into the next. There's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put a half double into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we will skip 1 and half double crochet into the next, and then we will skip 1 and half double crochet into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we repeat again. Repeats always start with 3 half double crochets into the next stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, half double crochet into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we will skip 1 and half double into the next. And then we will skip 1 and half double into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we would just keep repeating this pattern on row 2, starting with 3 half doubles into the next, and then 1 half double into the next 5. Skip 1, half double in the next, skip 1, half double into the next 5. Repeat it again, 3 half doubles into the next, half double into the next 5, skip 1, half double into the next, skip 1, half double into the next 5. And then we are going to repeat this until we reach the last 7 stitches of our row. All right, so I come to my last 7 stitches. We're going to count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we got this chain here on the end. All right. Now we can count him as the 8th stitch if we want. Let's go ahead and take care of him so he's not sticking off our work. So if you count him as a stitch, we have 8 stitches here. All right. This is only row 2 that this will happen because we have this chain here. So if you count him as a chain, or you count this chain as a stitch, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches that remain. All right. So we're going to do 3 half doubles into the next. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And then we're going to put a half double crochet into the next 4. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, this is the only row that we're going to do this on, all right? It's only because we have this chain here, all right? We got to get rid of him. We are going to do a half double crochet 3 together just on this row right in this spot, okay? So over this stitch, and the top of this chain. So we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch and draw up a loop. Then we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch and draw up a loop. Now we don't want that chain hanging off, so we're going to yarn over and just go kind of into the top of the chain too, or that chain there hanging out on the end, just somewhere in the chain, doesn't have to be perfect, and draw up a loop. Now we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and go through all 7. There we go. That took care of that chain. He's not going to be hanging out on the end like some kind of a weirdo, and our rows are going to be straight. So now we're going to start row 3, which is the repeat row for the rest of the pattern. So we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. All right, just like that. All right. And we are going to do a half double crochet 2 together over the first 2 stitches. So this one and this one. So we're going to yarn over, go into this stitch and draw up a loop, and yarn over and go into the next stitch, draw up a loop. That'll leave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. Yarn over and go through all 5 like that. And now we're going to put a half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then then we're going to start the repeat of row 3. We are going to put 3 half double crochets into the next. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to put 1 half double into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to skip 1 and half double into the next. And then we're going to skip 1 and put a half double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we start our repeat again with 3 half doubles into the next stitch. That's 2 and 3. And 1 half double into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to skip 1 and half double into the next. And then we're going to skip 1 and half double into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we would repeat again. So we start the repeat always with 3 half doubles into the next, and then we do 5 half doubles in a row. Skip 1, half double, skip 1, 5 half doubles in a row. And then we repeat again with 3 half doubles into the next, 5 half doubles in a row, skip 1, half double, skip 1, 5 half doubles again. Alright, so I've made it to the last 7 stitches. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then here's your chain 2 that counts as 7. So what we're going to do is put 3 half double crochets into the next. That. Half double crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we are going to do a double crochet 2 together over this stitch and the last chain 2. So we're going to yarn over and go into that stitch and draw up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over and go into the top of that chain 2 here at the end, draw up a loop, and you got 5 loops. Yarn over and go through all 5, and that ends row 3, and that is the repeat row. Now what you would do is you would just keep repeating row 3 until you get to your desired length. You can change colors as often as you like. Now the blanket that you see in the picture, the color was changed every 6 rows, so it was a 6-row color block. So row 4, I'm just going to repeat row 3. I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. Now I'm going to do a double crochet 2 together over this stitch and this stitch. We're going to yarn over and go in to that stitch, draw up a loop. I'm sorry, a half double crochet 2 together. I apologize. And then we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, 5 loops, yarn over and go through all 5 like that. And then we're going to put a double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start our repeat by putting a 3 double crochets into the next. 1, 2, 3. 1 double crochet into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, we're just repeating what we did on the previous row. We skip 1 and half double into the next, and we skip 1 and half double into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeat it again. 3 half doubles into the next. 1, 2, 3, and then half double in the next 5. Skip 1 half double, skip 1 half double in the next 5, and then you just keep repeating that until you get to your last 7 stitches. All right, again, we got 7 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here, chain 2 count as a stitch, so that's 7. So we're going to put 3 half double crochets into the next stitch. There's 1, 2, 3, like that. And then we're going to put a double crochet or a half double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do a half double crochet 2 together over the previous half double crochet 2 together and the top of the chain 2. So we're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, draw up a loop, and then yarn over and go into the top of the chain 2, if you can find it. There we go. 5 loops, yarn over and go through all 5, and that will end row 4, which is just a repeat of row 3. So you just want to keep repeating this. Remember, changing colors as often as you like until you get to your desired size. Alright, so I went ahead and did a few repeats, and this is what it starts to look like. So your sides stay nice and straight there, and you see that you got your, when you do your 3 togethers, that creates your peaks, and then your dips right here are when we skip 1, half double crochet in the next, and then skip 1. That creates the valleys. So that's it. You know, I just repeated row 3 there for a while, and you change colors as often as you like. Like I said, the blanket that you saw in the picture, the color was changed every 6 rows, but you do you, however often you want to change it, however many colors you want to use, and you make it as big as you'd like to make it. All right, but that's it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.